Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another moon reading. Well, technically, it's like a new moon reading with a little solar event. So, a little bit before we get into it, a little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things. But if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it would not stop me. Angel number 25, guys. Make sure you check out the description box below because there's always additional information, angel messages, as well as resources to help you further understand this message or to seek the information for yourself, because I am all about you coming to your own conclusion. So the article that I got this information from, I'm linking it down below, and I'm going to make sure that I make a habit of that. And so angel number 51. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. I've been off a little bit this morning. So this is actually going to be a solar eclipse and a new moon in Gemini. What does this mean? Gemini rules over information and mental energy. So a solar eclipse in Gemini, we can expect the reveal of information. Honestly, I'm not going to read this. Pretty much the things that I want to focus on, this is all about standing in our truth, relying on our intuition, and emphasizing the power of discernment. Also, there was one thing that I saw. I thought that, let me see if I saved it. Oh, here it is. Solar eclipse energy is about making external changes and moves, whereas lunar eclipse energies are more about making internal shifts. And so remember our last reading that we had, the lunar eclipse in Pisces, I want to say. I was just talking about how we can't move through fear from May 13th to October 13th. And this energy is also supporting that, because they're saying this is all about making external changes. And so if you're really trying to change your life around this time, you don't have time to make any decisions in fear. This is your time to shoot your shot. I actually shot my shot this week. It is so funny because I had got like an intuitive prompt to send something to some people that I really love and I would love to work with. And at first I was like super excited about it. It just made so much sense. But then it was like, as I was typing up the email, I just self-doubt came in, angel number 244, and I was kind of just like, what the fuck? Like, this is stupid. Are they even going to understand me? Because I'm starting to understand that, like, I'm really in a lane of my own. Like, I'm not doing tarot reading, and I don't know what the fuck to call this. I really am in this kind of lead of my own. I'm trailblazing my own path. And so I don't know if people really understand or get my work and what I stand for, but I'm all about honesty and using our emotions to transmute and transform our life. So anyways, the thing I want to focus on, like I said, this solar eclipse, like I was saying, so Mercury retrograde, my mind is like all over the place. And my Mercury is in Gemini, so it's really like I'm all over the place. But anyways, focus. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, so I was like, as I was doing the email, angel number 344, like self-doubt started to creep in, and I had to just remind myself, like, girl, like, you can't make no decisions out of fear. Like, let her reject you. Let them say they don't get it. Don't knock yourself out before you even try. And then I also had like this job opportunity, a fellowship opportunity that came up that I thought was really, really amazing, angel number 404. And I was like, should I apply? And I had to ask myself, like, is it really truly in alignment with who I am? And I realized it was not. And so those are the type of things that you're going to have to use your discernment. You're going to have to be mindful of the decisions that you're making, the moves that you're making, and making sure it's in alignment with where you ultimately need to be. So I told you guys I don't want to get too into other people's work and reiterating it. So I was actually getting ready to set everything up, and these cards, no lie, end up just plopping out. And the cards that popped out is intuition. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers you seek, which I feel like that is what this is all about. Like, this is all about learning how to become one with our intuition, becoming an alchemist, like learning to recognize that the power is inside of us. And I'm going to also give you guys a story about how that worked. Signs: the universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. And so signs and synchronicities, so I want to break that down because I feel like I do have a video on how to recognize signs. But so say, for example, if you've ever seen the movie Baps, Halle Berry character in there, she said she had this thing about threes. Like, her grandma told her, like, if you see something in threes, then it's a sign. And so, you know, she saw like 3 different advertisements about this, this video shoot, this video call. And so to her, that was her sign that she had to go to California, angel number 545. And so I also operate in numbers of 3s. So it's like, if you're thinking about doing something, like when I was thinking about doing this YouTube channel, I'm like, well, God, like, if this is something I need to do, like, you show me that this is something I need to do. And it was revealed to me in 3 different ways. Like, I was like, okay, like, it was like, and at the last time, it was like, the last one was like, look, bitch, like, why not? You know? So that is why I'm on, everything I do is divinely done. And so that's why I'm on this channel. Truth, see light, know your power, and have the courage to walk in your truth. This week, like I told you guys, there was a fellowship that I thought was a really, really good opportunity. The old me would have been working on my cover letter, had that resume over to her. But I really had to take a step back and ask myself, like, is this really truly in alignment with who I want to be, where I'm trying to go, where I see for myself in the next 5 years? And I had to be honest and be like, no. Like, to myself, I was like, no, but then I was still unsure. And so I was like, God, can you please, signs, can you please let me know, like, if this is something that you want me to do? Like, I don't want to, I was in my shower. I feel like that's the best time to talk to God. I'm like, I have, been on some fuck shit before. I have tried to make moves without you. I'm not doing that no more. So if you don't want me to do it, please let me know. And when I tell you guys, I think her name is Dr. Crystal Jones. She was on live, and she said in her thing, like, I never go on live. It's just that we were doing a sound bath, and she's like, she was also talking like me about being divinely led. And she just kept, like, she was emphasizing, we end up having this discussion about how, sometimes peace can be scary, and sometimes peace can feel like you're free falling, but there's really nothing to do. Like, you're a perfectly planted tree. There's, like, you don't have to do anything. Like, that's our ego feeling like, oh, I have to make these moves. Like, sometimes you just have to be, and sometimes you just have to wait for God to move. And I have been getting that message so much, and it's so hard to do, to just not do nothing. But I have to stand in my truth, and I have to know, like, oh no, I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to build anybody thing. I really don't want to do anything. That's the sole reason why I look for another job, because I'm like, I don't want to do anything that's going to take me out of this groove. I'm learning how to, work consistently, how to make sure I have my Honesty Sis articles out on time, make sure that I'm recording these videos in a timely manner, make sure my book is being done on a timely manner. Like, it's a trifecta for me. Like, I'm really trying to build a media corporation. Like, I want to take over. Really do. I want to change the world. But that's my truth. Like, I'm honest. Like, I'm really on some Easter shit over here. Like, y'all, I have a task list. You probably can see it a little bit, but I have a task list that I do every single month. And I'm so serious about creating this, this venture for myself. And so, though that opportunity seemed so amazing, I had to really step back and be like, is this in alignment with who I am? And it was not. So you may have to do this, the power of discernment. Last thing, earth guide, your sacred calling upon this earth is to simply love and be loved. And that was something that Dr. Crystal, like, she really just helped me. And that's what I'm telling y'all. And it's honestly why I keep showing up, because I know that these videos are going, I just keep showing up, because when you show up, God puts you in the right place at the right time, and the people hear the message, just like how Dr. Crystal was able to speak to me, angel number 933. Like, 2 things. One, I never go on, I'll every now and then, but I really don't go on IG after 5 o'clock. Like, I'm one of the type of people, like, when I'm walking, after I walk Cuddy, like, I'm in my own zone. Like, either I'm reading a book or watching TV, whatever. Like, I don't really stroll a lot. So, but for some reason that day I was on there, and the thing that she said, angel number 945, is If you knew that you were a perfectly planted tree, how would you move? If you knew that when God implanted you on this earth as this seed, when he put you in your mom's womb, he gave you every single thing that you ever needed inside of you. If you knew that was your truth, how would you move? Right? You would move like your earth God. You knew like you just need love. And that's why when she said that to me, I was like, oh no, why? That's silly. Why would I try to apply for that? That makes no sense. That's not in alignment with where I'm trying to go. And so that's why I feel like this solar eclipse in Gemini is going to be all about. Another thing that I want to point out is they said that this is going to be, you may have like some information that's going to come up from the past. Just use your discernment. You may have some past thoughts that are coming up, past emotions. Look at them. Don't really shut them down. Like, really try to see what they are about, and ask them, like, hey, hi, memory. What are you trying to show me? All right. So, God, give us some more clarification. What do you want us to know about this message of intuition, signs, truth, and earth guide? How can we step into our intuition more, God? How can we, hold on one second. Angels and ancestors want to say something. Angel number 1122. Angels, ancestors, guardian angels, ancestors, and guides, ascended masters. What would you like to say? How can we learn to use our intuition a little bit better? How can we truly step into our power to help bring heaven on earth? 2 cards, please. 2 cards only. 2 cards only. How can we step into our power? I said 2. I said 2. They so funny. And so, all right, let's do it this way. It's so funny. Y'all not gonna believe this. Wow. Wow. I really need to get a video set up because I wish y'all could see how these cards came out. So for intuition, simplicity came out. And I feel like what our angels and ancestors want us to know is that tapping into your intuition, we try to make it difficult, but it's very simple. To declutter all it comes down to, angel number 1230, is trusting yourself. Listening to the information that you get, those nudges, inspire actions, that's inspiration. So if you get an idea that make you have a feeling, that's your intuition. That's you and God speaking to that's your God and your soul speaking to each other. Move on it. Act on it. Do not allow fear to override it. Make it very simple. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers you seek. For signs, purification came off. And I want to say in our lunar eclipse reading, purification came out. And so I feel like what this is saying is that if things have been falling away, or if you realize that you can't do things that you used to do, or you can't go in the same places that you need to go, God is saying, why don't you just take that as a sign? Why don't you just allow the universe to guide you and take you in the direction that you ultimately want to go? For truth, God has risk. Like, I can't make this up. For truth, God and the ancestors says, take the risk. Take the risk to walk in your power. Take the risk to move in a different way. Like, for me, that was a big thing. Like, if you please make sure if you like this, make sure you sign up for Honestly Sis. But for Honestly Sis, I talked about it. Like, that was my thing. I was applying for all types of jobs, like, because I just wanted to no longer be an accountant. So I was just trying to do everything, regardless of if it was in alignment with who I wanted to be or not. At one point, I was applying to different accounting jobs. Like, that really didn't make sense. And so God is saying, take the risk to stand in your truth, to use your discernment, to not move in fear, to only move in love. Angel number 1411. Take the risk because it's something that you don't normally do. We haven't been taught. We've been taught to, you don't rock the boat. You do what's expected of you. You don't, you do what society do. You become a good person for your family and your society. Like, we've been taught all those things, but I feel like this is the time period where God is asking us to color outside the lines. Angel number 1430. Last thing, for Earth God is saying power. Your sacred calling upon this earth is to simply love and be loved. And so God is saying that's your power. I actually just recently wrote an article about Honestly Sis. For Honestly Sis, talking about my birthday and just realizing, I like to reflect on my last year. And so my chapter 31 was called Becoming the Phoenix. And I realized that before I used to feel like, I'm bettering myself so I can earn love and I'm worthy of love. But I realized, like, I don't have to earn a goddamn thing. Like, I just, I deserve love and family and all that good shit because that's who I am. Like, that is just who I am deep down inside. And so I want what I am. I want the reflection of me. And I feel like God is saying, in order to bring in that, in order to really see your power, you have to stand in your truth and know that you're worthy of everything that you're seeking. I was watching High on the Hog, and I was just like, honestly, before I started recording this, I was just like, I'm so fucking proud to be black. Like, I would not want to be any other fucking race in the world. Like, I am so happy to be a black woman. Like, I feel like I'm in like this elite sorority, like everybody want to be us. Everybody wish that they could do what we do. We literally are like the pioneers of this fucking world. We literally built this whole fucking country. Like, it's just like, we're so powerful. We're so cool. We're so amazing. This world was for us. If you think about it, think about our evolution story. God loves him a good story, don't he? He's so dramatic. God, you low-key is dramatic as hell because he loves a good story. Think about it. It's just like Master P said. We came in this motherfucker in chains, but we're going out as royalty. We're going out as royalty, man. We're building new earth. We're creating new industries. Look at Reed. 50 years from now, that's going to be a house black, the first black house of couture or some shit. That's going to be like a Gucci or some shit. It's starting now. It started today. And that's what God and our ancestors, they've been hyping me up. And they trying to get y'all to know that time is now. Shoot your shot. Try. And you don't have to do it and be hard on yourself. It can be simple. All right, God, clarify this message of signs, truth, earth guide, intuition with simplicity, purification, risk, and power. God, let us know how we can step into our power more. How can we align with these with this solar eclipse energy, God? How can we move differently? How can we trust our intuition when it has let us down in the past? How can we trust that we have discernment, that we have the resources? Guardian angels, ancestors, if you have anything that you would like to say, know that you're more than welcome. Beings of light only. We need you guys. We need to know how to ascend. We're ready for you guys to help us. The other day I was walking, and because I don't know, every now and then YouTube likes to put me on these Oprah clips. I have a weird relationship with Oprah. I have a really weird, even though she don't know me, but I just have like a really weird relationship with Oprah. Like, it's just weird. And like, she was talking, I think this was the one that she was talking to like Jerry and Esther. And and Oprah's like, I know this is weird and this is out there. And honestly, I want to be like, Oprah, no, it's not. Like, it's honestly weird that we think that we are the only motherfuckers in this universe. Like, that's weird. It's actually weird that you think that you human, when we got animals that literally they have human emotions and they have personalities, and you think we ain't on here with nothing else? It's actually kind of insane if you don't think that there's aliens or other life forms other than humans. Like, it's actually very white supremacy of you to feel like, oh no, ain't nothing else on this planet but me. No, it's actually silly to act like we don't have spiritual resources, right? That's actually the weird part. I told y'all I got a weird relationship, and she know that, and that's why I'm saying, like, Oprah, you know that. But I get it. Like, she was trying to play to the audience, she was being the audience, whatever. But it's like, oh, you know. But that's why I'm here. The second coming. You heard it here first. All right, so for intuition, simplicity, we have the Knight of Cups. And I really love the Knight of Cups because I look at it two ways. The Knight of Cups can look as though let's take a step back. Then the cups is all about our emotions and like trusting our emotions and allowing it to move us into new territories. Angel number 2002. And so I like to look at, so one way that you can look at the Knight of Cups is you can look at it and say, by you trusting your intuition, by you simplifying your life, then it's going to usher in, like you're going to get a gift. Somebody's going to come in to offer you something. That could be true. But I'm trying to get out of this whole making people be on edge waiting for shit, because I've been waiting for shit and I know how that feels. Like, I'm trying to really look at things from a God perspective. So now I look at the Knight of Cups and I look at it as somebody who has made this commitment that they're going to trust their intuition, that they're going to simplify their life, and that they're going to do everything in their power to just trust God and to just allow their emotions and their intuitions to lead. And as she's allowing her intuition to lead, it's like she's on this horse that is taking her forward. This is a white horse, spirituality, you know, all that good stuff. It's taking her forward on an emotional journey. We see the water down here. She looked like she's in the desert. And it also looked like her eyes is focused. If you can see that here, her eyes are focused on this cup. And so I feel like what God is saying is that when you make that decision to just focus on your emotions and becoming one with your intuition, they would naturally guide you to the places that you want to go. It literally says your intuition is guiding you to the answers you seek. And so that's why God is saying you don't have to, and this is the second time he said this message so far, you don't have to seek so much. You don't have to look for stuff, because when you start to stand in your truth, when you start to ground down in your power, shit just start coming to you. It's as though, this is how I'm starting to visualize it. It's as though, okay, thank you, God. So we're in this big pond. You are like a bob, you know, like how they have them little floaties in the water, those little, you know, like have you ever been like to the beach or something? Like how they have them little cones bobbing in and out the ocean. And so that's how like all of us as humans are. And that's that's another note. Hold on, God, I ain't get there yet. That's why I'm saying it's so silly. That's why racism, before I was going, I was having a conversation with God now, but it was like, racism is stupid. It's no need to actually pay attention to racism, because it's an illness, like it's a sickness, and it's like arguing with fools. So it's like, why keep paying attention to it? Like, let's just ignore them and let the motherfuckers die out. Because what people have to realize, racist or not, is that what you put out in this world is that you get back. And so it's like, if you are hateful, evil, vengeful, killing people, you're going to get all that back, whether this life or not. Like, it's going to happen. You know, like, you can't outrun karma. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. Like, it don't work that way. I've always, my whole life, I have been the type of person where I could never get away with shit. Like, it's like, I remember when I was younger, I used to lie about my age, and then I fell in love with this guy and turned to find out he lied to me about his age. So I'm just telling, like, I can't get away with shit. So it's like, I know my karma clean, and I don't play that. That's why I be very mindful how I treat people, because what you put out is what you get back. So that's why we're all one. The sooner that we understand that, the better. So back to our analogy, we're all in this one body. We're all bobbing in this ocean of God, or this ocean of consciousness, right? And so when you are constantly seeking, it's like your bob is just always going different ways. Like, you're always swayed. You're always like, oh, this is the right way to go, and this is the right way to go. It's like you're not settled. But if you stay grounded in who you are and what you believe in, then you stay stable. You're stable, right? When you're stable, then God could be like, oh, look, that area of my life, that area of my body is not going crazy no more. I see this one person standing still, standing in her light. What happens when you turn on the light in the middle of the darkness? Everything just start gravitating towards it. The bugs start going to it. But we're not talking about bugs on this way. We're talking about God is saying, oh, she clear. Her light is on. Now I can send the information to her. I can attract it to her. And so that's why God is saying, you don't have to seek so much. You can make this very simple. You don't need a course. Like, you don't need a course. You don't need to buy nothing. And honestly, y'all, if I start doing courses and selling shit, check me, because I have clearly went all off the fucking path. Like, I am not on my path. Like, I want y'all to be like, bitch, who are you? Replay this clip, repost it, I don't care. But you don't need a class. You don't need a class. You don't need to do anything. You don't need a certification. You don't need a coach. You don't need nothing. Shout out to Crystal, because I'm like, yes, bitch, remind me. Keep me focused, because that's... Anyways, trust your intuition. Simplify it. It'll get you to the answers that you seek, so that you can be stable and stop bobbing everywhere. When you're stable and you allow your intuition to guide you, all of the things can just naturally attract to you. For signs with purification, the Knight of Wands came out, and I find this one kind of interesting. And actually, I don't find it interesting. It actually kind of makes sense. For the Knight of Wands, we see this woman on this horse, and she looks like she's charging forward. The wands are all about your passion and your drive, and she's literally driving forward. And so that's what God is saying with this purification. When things are falling away, or when it seems like signs and everything, the universe is trying to put you in a certain direction, God is saying go full force in that direction. Like, just charge forward. Like, just trust your intuition and go in that direction, because obviously that whatever the universe is guiding you to is going to get you to the answers that you seek. I love this message so far. God is really teaching us, trust your trust your emotions, let your emotions guide you, use your passion and let it move you forward. And with truth and trust, we have strength. This is beautiful. We have strength. We have strength. This is yellow card, so it's all about solar plex. It's all about standing in your power, which is, I feel like I've been saying that a lot, right? With this truth and taking this risk, I feel like what God is saying, have the power to stand in your truth. Have the power to stand your ground. You're taking a risk. You see this woman, she is literally like, she's taming a beast. She didn't put flour on the beast, because that's her homie. Like, she's taming her inner beast. She has power of that. And that's what God is saying about this truth and taking a risk. The thing that we have to realize is that as we start seeking our truth, we don't need to have everybody agree with our truth. You don't need everybody to be on your same page. When people, you honestly shouldn't be telling a whole bunch of people, because the more that you tell people, the more that you give them, especially if you're new, you're not strong enough to be able to fight it off. So keep it to yourself until you're able to be like, yeah, this is the fuck I'm doing. It takes a minute to be like, this is what the fuck I'm doing. But anyways, with this card of strength, it's all about like softening your approach. It's all about knowing, like, just grounding that attitude side. Like, because I feel like what God is saying is that, it's like, okay, thank you. If somebody offer you something, right, and it's not in alignment, or if somebody asks you to go somewhere, whatever, if somebody offer you something and it's not in alignment with you, you don't need to be like, it ain't in alignment with me, and you need to get your life right, and you need to da-da-da. It's just like, you could just say no. Like, you could just say no. You can be kind, and you can be on this, on this path, and not have everybody else on your path. I'm not saying that you can be around them, like, because eventually it's going to be some conflict. But I feel like what God is saying is that as you're standing in your truth, as you're starting to have these realizations about yourself, when you're starting to, decode this universe, and you're starting to really understand the patterns and how all this shit come about, don't start getting on no high horse. Don't start judging people. Don't start being like, oh, this. Like, and I have to every day check my ego, like, girl, that ain't your business. People live in their own lives. People believe what they want to believe. All you can do is just stand in your truth, be who you are, because by you standing in your truth, being who you are, you offer an example of how life can be without even saying a damn thing. You don't have to say anything. You just be yourself. I just feel like what God is saying, also, because I feel like it's really about you honing in your attitude. Like what I was saying about, like, the racism. We know racism is in the world. We know that, these white people have done some fucked up things. If I was a white person, I would be trying to do everything in my power to repent. I'd be trying to do everything in my power to be on some reparation shit. Because you can't escape this shit. You just can't escape it. And even if it ain't for you, think about your grandkids. Think about them. They're going to have it. Like, you just cannot escape this shit. I think about all the time, like, if we inherited all of this, you know, no, I'm not even going to go there. We can't fight fire with fire. We have been marching in the street for years. We have been trying to say we want to be equal for years. Angel number 3033. It's time to do something different. It's time to move a different way. It's trying to take a risk to stand in our truth and to know our power. We don't need to be equal. Honestly, I ain't equal to y'all. We ain't the same. We're not built the same, nigga. Like, we ain't the same. So I don't need to be equal with no white person. I don't need them to view me as, Well, I do need you to view me as a fucking human, to have some humanity, but I don't need you to give me no fucking validation because I know who I am. Even if I don't even know what I come from, I know what my people have overcome. Like my daddy said, nigga, if you alive and you're black, you are the best of the motherfucking best. I don't give a fuck what you've been doing for the last 10, 15 years. You are the best of the fucking best. Niggas didn't make it on a ship. Niggas didn't even make it. This is my thing. Niggas didn't make it in the holding cells. People died. Niggas didn't make it on a voyage over here. People died. Nigga, if your family was able to do all of that shit, what fucking strength do you have? And they still took their lives being taken from them, and they took the scraps and they built something for themselves, and they had dignity and had pride in themselves. Even though them motherfuckers was trying to treat them like property, they still had family and values. They still was having traditions. They came over here, these motherfuckers didn't even know how to do rice. They introduced food. You ain't gotta tell me who I am. I know I'm from greatness. Just look at my skin. I know I'm from greatness. And that's what you gotta start realizing. If a lion don't gotta fucking say it's a lion, it's just a motherfucking lion. You think a lion is going around? Do you think a lion gotta walk into a grocery store and be like, bitch, I'm a lion? No. It's just walking that motherfucker and niggas move. Oh my God, I'm so fucking weird. That's how you need to act. Act like it. Act like you're royalty. Act like you're powerful. Act like you come from greatness. That's why you need to have a fucking bonnet on in fucking public. Act like you're from fucking greatness. Ain't about comfortability and trying to fuck that. Act like you're from greatness. Cut all that coon shit out. Act like you know where the fuck you come from. And I mean that shit. Act like you know where the fuck you come from. And I say it for myself. Because I come from greatness. I come from royalty. I got to start treating myself like that. I got to start moving like that. I got to take that risk and ignore reality. Ignore the shit that social media in this world is trying to tell me about myself. Ain't that crazy? They trying to tell us about us. Angel number 3340. And you don't even know what the fuck. Y'all don't even wash your goddamn legs. We get out the house, y'all don't even know how to clean yourself. Like, it's just, you know what? Okay, this is my last thing. I'm sorry. But you know what I was thinking about? Now, you know, like when you be in a relationship and you doing some shit, you know, girls, your nigga doing some shit, right? But he looking at you and he like, oh, you cheating, you this, you ain't loyal. That's just like white people. You lazy. You this. No, nigga, you lazy. You're loyal. You don't know shit. You're dumb. You are entitled. Like, I'm free. I know what the fuck is going on with this motherfucker. Okay? But anyways, nonetheless, God is saying, stand in your power. And that's the good thing. White people, let me tell you this from a fellow black person. We ain't trying to kill y'all. We ain't trying to get none of y'all shit. We just want what's rightfully ours. Just leave us the fuck alone. Let us be great. That's all the fuck we want. Just give us what you owe. That's all we want. We ain't like y'all. We ain't gonna go murder your kids. We ain't gonna do that shit. We ain't gonna put y'all in fucking cages. We ain't like that. We gods, baby. We don't do that type of shit. Gods don't act that way. Anyways, stand in your power. I said what I said. Gods don't act that way. Period. Back to the cards. They get me hyped. They get me hyped. See, I be trying to be chill and they just be like, who the fuck is this? I gotta go do some shit because I want to know who is that. Because it's one of my earth guys that be like, she be going off. Also, so I was watching, I don't even think I finished it, but I was watching Scientology, The Going Clear. And when you reach this level, they was talking about, you know, his theory. And his theory was that we are beings and we have all of these other little beings on us. And he was saying like your eye, this is the person, this is that, blah, blah, blah. He had that wrong. What he was thinking of the individual person, whereas that's just how the world is created. Like everybody is a living being. Like even its skin, its lighter, like all of it, you know, all of it has energy. All of it has a living being. So there was this part where he was saying that he couldn't get his beings off of him. And he literally asked somebody to like build this thing to like blast it off. Like he low-key was trying to kill himself. And what I realized is, listen, like the insight that I got is his earth guides. Like like I was telling you guys, it's crazy to think that we're on this planet alone. His guides was like talking to him, like, because he was so aware. And I think that's what we have to understand. Like, I don't think that these people just go crazy. Like, I feel like he was on a mission to understand, but you trying to understand God mentally is never going to work. You're never going to understand God mentally. And so, like, his earth guys were, like, trying to tell him, like, you know, you're going the wrong way. This isn't how to do it. They probably was telling him, like, what he was doing wasn't right. So he was feeling all this confliction, and that's why he wanted to kill him. Like, he wanted to blast him off. And so that's where you have to understand that's your power. Your power is you have these earth guides. You have these beings that are, like, literally assigned for you. I think it's, like, I think everybody got like at least 5 or 7 of them. It's probably some people got more of them. So it's like you just literally have like a whole crew of motherfuckers just walking around. Like literally just walking around with you at any given time. This is brand new knowledge for some of you guys. This is brand new inspiration. Why am I telling you this? Why is this important? Because if you had a crew, I want you to ask that if you don't understand anything, I really need you to understand this concept. When you die, right? You can either go to the spiritual world or you can come back over here or not even over here, or go to some type of material realm, whether it's this one or another one or some type of parallel universe. Like, I just don't think this shit ever ends, personally. I just think it's like just keeps going over and over. Because your soul is just looking for information. I don't know. Why am I telling them this, God? Oh, because they will help you. You know, you trust in your intuition, right? You're getting signs from the universe. You're moving in the direction of the signs. You're standing in your power, standing your ground, changing the way that you move in the world so that you are no longer tolerating chaos, but cultivating this thing of peace and, you know, harmony. Because this is also, she seems very peaceful. Just flowers. Like she's in a toga. Like she feels very regal, like very serene to me. God is saying when you do find yourself in a situation where you're not sure, the power that you have is that you have these earth guides. Like you can just ask them like, hey, just like I was telling you on the shower, hey, should I be applying for this job? Yes or no? And the answer is going to come. Also, if that's too much for you, God is saying the Ace of Wands is all about passion, fresh new start, based on some new insight. this reading, I feel like God is saying he hopes that it gives you the power and that insight and that drive to move forward in the direction of your dreams, to let you know that you have the power to bring anything that you want about, and that you don't have to worry about, you don't have to really worry about not having the resources, because you do have everything that you need inside. It just takes you having the courage to know that. It takes you like kind of walking away from the things that you no longer had. And I feel like this Five of Cups is here is because, you know, we don't talk about that part of awakening. Because once you are awakened, I'm starting to hate that word too. But when you're awakened, then you it's just like that saying, when you know better, you do better. Angel number 4040. Like, you just can't do the same shit that you used to do. Like, you have to change the way that you are in the world. And so there may be a moment of grief. There may be a moment of you feeling like, I have to let go of all these things. But it's really not you letting go of anything. I don't want you to let go of anything that you feel like you need. What you should be doing is asking yourself this question. Is this in alignment with who I am? Is this in alignment with who I'm trying to be? Because if you would just turn away, you would see that there's two cups upright. There's all of this movement. God is trying to get you here. He's trying to show you that you're not trapped. You have the power within you. You just need to turn around and recognize your power. Let the tower fall. All right. So I think I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to get you guys one. I'm so mad. I really wanted this to stay at 30 minutes. How the hell did this happen? How did this happen? God, do you have any tools? Okay, you said no. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me go get our thing. All right. All right, and we're going back to our auntie. So what's today's date? Today is the 10th. So this is our last word. And I'll leave you guys with this. I hope that this was well. Oh God, we do need a tool. God, just give us just one tool that we can use to help us. God, please wrap up this whole message in one bow, and one tool that we can use to help us really use this energy of the solar eclipse in Gemini, God. One tool that we can use. One tool, God. Look at this. I can have money and freedom too. A feeling of being overwhelmed is an indicator that you are denying yourself access. A feeling of being overwhelmed is an indicator that you are denying yourself access to the manner of cooperation that could assist you if you were not disallowing it. As you begin to feel freer regarding the expenditures of time and money, doors and people will come to assist you. Refreshing and productive ideas will occur to you, and circumstances and events will unfold. As you change the way you feel, you access the energy that creates worlds. It is there for you and ready for access at all times. So God is saying, once you recognize that it is your power, that it is your divine right. Listen to me when I say this. It is our divine right. Divine right to have money and freedom too. If you know that, if that's just if you just want to be free, however you define freedom for yourself, but if you feel like this, God is saying, let the tower fall. Know that it is your divine right to have money and freedom too. Angel number 4040. The law of the universe responds to my response to my vibration. This is what God. Remember what I was telling you guys. You are you're an energy bob. You're in the ocean of consciousness. Stay grounded so that God can attract the things that you need. Also, a mantra that you can use for this month until we go to our next reading is, I can have money and freedom too. Whenever you find those feelings of, feeling overwhelmed or feeling like, oh, maybe I can't make this happen, or maybe it's never going to happen, or life is always going to be this way, tell yourself, I can have money and freedom too. Y'all, the other day, I was literally looking at yachts. Like, looking at yachts, like, I'm about to go buy some shit. But I couldn't stop. Like, I'm like, I really want to spend a summer on a yacht. Like, that is on my bucket list. Okay. June 10th. If you fall on your back. If you can look up, you can get up. Les Brown. When was the last time you watched a toddler learning to walk? They take a few steps and fall, then get up and try again. Woo! I hear you, God. Sometimes they bump their heads, bust their lips, or pull things down onto their heads. No matter. Let me start over. When was the last time you watched a toddler learning to walk? They take a few steps and fall, then get up and try again. Sometimes they bump their heads, bust their lips, or pull things down onto their heads. No matter, they keep falling and getting up until one day they make it clear across the room. How did we lose that fierce tenacity to make it no matter what? Most of us considers ourselves much more capable than a toothless toddler, yet they seem to have something we don't. Toddlers seem to know that it is okay to fall. They are always willing to roll over, get up, and try again. A toddler who stumbles doesn't always fall. Stumbling actually moves them ahead faster. Toddlers will grab anything or anyone or anything until they get their balance. When they do, they let go and move on. They don't seem to care how awkward they look, whether or not people laugh at them, or how many times they fall. They do it over and over until they get it right. Isn't it funny that those of us who know how to walk are always afraid to fall? Woo! A word! A word! Isn't it funny that those of us who know how to walk are always afraid to fall? I am willing to do whatever it takes. And so, to end this message, I feel as though God is asking us, be like a toddler again. Learning how to trust your intuition. Yeah, you're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna feel stupid. I was doing dumb stuff. I'm sure, like, I've sent random DMs and people like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? But you have to keep trusting it. You have to keep following it until you learn how to hone in on it. Until you learn, okay, this is, and you know what? I was telling you guys, the idea with the feeling, that could be me. It could be different how your intuition come to you, but you have to take the time to figure out how to listen to your intuition, how to really become one with it. And I feel like the biggest thing is to overcome this mindset of thinking that you have to work for anything. You're worthy of having money and freedom just because you were born on this earth. The circumstances that you were put in, angel number 4747, was to help you have a good journey. God's a drama king. He loves a good ass story. So why don't you go ahead and start learning? Why don't you go ahead and start rewriting yours? Why don't you think about how you gonna come back? Or how don't you learn how to stand in your power? I think that's all we have to figure out. I think that if I could summarize this all, the solar eclipse in Gemini is all about us learning how to really listen to our intuition, really work with the spiritual side, and use discernment in our daily lives. Once we become one with our emotions, we can listen to our intuitions. We can easily see when God is trying to nudge us in a direction. So when things fall away, don't hold on to them. Let them go. And go with the flow of the universe. All right, y'all. I really, truly hope that this message was beneficial for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you. And never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Angel number 4850. Namaste. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, Puppuccino. Okay, it's like, nah. Take care, y'all. See you soon.